sun sets free. Oh, it's free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. Free at last, He has ransomed me. His grace runs deep.
Goeiemôre en baie welkom aan elkeen wat saam kyk na vandag se kinderdiens. Ek glo dit gaan sommer baie goed met julle elkeen en ons gesels vandag saam oor die plan wat God met my en jou lewe het. Ons gaan saam 'n bietjie kyk na die verhaal van Ester wat 'n mens lees in die 17de boek in die Ou Testament en ons gaan kyk na haar lewe en hoe sy koningin geword het. Maar voordat ons daarby kom, ek het hier 'n paar saaitjies by my. God ken die potensiaal van elkeen van hierdie saaitjies en hy het 'n plan of 'n prentjie in sy kop van hoe hierdie saaitjie gaan lyk wanneer 'n mens hom sou plant en hierdie saaitjie gaan groei. In hierdie geval gaan dit 'n pampoenplant wees wat op die ou en pampoene gaan dra. Net so het God ook 'n plan met my en jou lewe. Soos wat 'n tuinier saadjies plant en 'n plan het daarmee, het God ook 'n plan met my en jou lewe gehad toe hy ons geskep het. Anders as hierdie saadjie, het ek en jy egter die keuse of ons God se plan wil volg of ons eie. Want sien, hierdie saadjie kan nie vir homself besluit of hy nou eerder 'n appelboom of 'n suurlemoenboom wil wees nie, want hy gaan 'n pampoenplant word. Ek en jy het die keuse of ons God se plan wil volg of ons eie. En die hartseer is dat ons baie keer ons eie plan volg. En daarom sluit hierdie verhaal van Ester vir my so mooi daarby aan, as iemand wat besluit het om God se plan te volg. Ek het 'n kort video gekry wat die verhaal mooi opsom, en net sodat almal weet waaroor die verhaal gaan, wil ek hê dat ons eers saam na hierdie video sal kyk. So kom ons kyk gou saam.
God's story, Esther. So part of God's story is about a woman named Esther, and it goes like this. Esther was adopted by her cousin Mordecai because her parents died. She and Mordecai were Jewish, which means they were part of God's special family. Our story begins right before Esther becomes queen, and God's family gets in some serious danger. Now, even though Esther was Jewish, she lived in Persia, which was ruled by King Xerxes. One night, King Xerxes wanted to show off his wife, Queen Vashti, at a party. She said no.
Shut up.
So he said Vashti could never see him again, and he needed a new queen. So the king invited all the single ladies in Persia to his palace for a year. He decided Esther was prettiest, and she became queen. Really? But as crazy as that sounds, it was a good choice because Esther saved his life. See, one day, Mordecai overheard two guards plotting to kill the king. So he told Esther, and Esther told Xerxes. Around the same time, another powerful man at the palace, Haman, got really mad at Mordecai. He didn't know Mordecai had saved the king's life, or that he was the queen's cousin. So he made a rule that all Jews must die. Like we said, he was really mad. And the king let Haman make this law because he had no idea that Mordecai or Esther were Jewish. Well, all the Jewish people were heartbroken, but Mordecai thought maybe Esther could save them. She was queen after all. Problem is, only a king could change laws, and anybody who even spoke to the king when he didn't want to listen could die, including Esther. But she was willing to try. She said, "If I die, I die." Talk about brave. So Esther visited the king. To her relief, he said, "What do you want? I'll give it to you." Esther had a plan. Politely, she invited King Xerxes and Haman to dinner. She had saved the king's life. Now she was making a special dinner for him. Xerxes liked that. He said yes. That night, the king asked Esther what she wanted again. And again, Esther invited them to dinner. Haman was thrilled to be invited to dine with the king and queen. Twice. But even with this special treatment, he knew he couldn't be truly happy until Mordecai was dead. So he came up with a plan to kill him the next day. But that same day, the king realized that Mordecai had never been honored for saving him. So Xerxes asked Haman how to honor someone. Haman thought the king was going to honor him. Instead, he honored Mordecai. So Haman was already in a bad mood when he got to dinner. But his day went from bad to worse. See, Esther finally told the king that someone made a law to destroy her people. Xerxes was furious and asked, "Who dared to do such a thing?" Esther told him, it was Haman. Then the king found out that Haman wanted to kill Mordecai too. Enraged, he ordered that Haman be killed. After that, King Xerxes told Mordecai to make a new law to save the Jewish people. They honored Mordecai and celebrated with a feast. Esther had been willing to risk her life for her people, and she ended up saving them. Like Esther, another rescuer would come one day, and he would actually die to save all of God's special family. And that's the story of Esther. So, in case you missed it, here's the quick version. Esther was Jewish. She became queen. Mordecai overheard a plan. He told Esther. Esther told King Xerxes. Mordecai made Haman mad. Haman made a law. The Jewish people were sad. Esther was brave. She had a plan. She told the king about Haman. The king got rid of Haman. God's family was saved. And that's a part of God's story.
Ons het dan vir mekaar gesê dat God 'n plan met my en jou lewe het. En anders as hierdie saadjie, het ek en jy die keuse of ons God se plan wil volg of ons eie. En Ester is vir ons so 'n goeie voorbeeld van iemand wat gekies het om God se plan te volg. Selfs al moes sy haar lewe op die spel plaas om haar eie volk te red. Nes Ester het ek en jy ook 'n doel op hierdie aarde en Jesus het self vir ons kom leer dat die belangrikste plan is om God lief te hê en dan ook jou naaste soos jouself. Dit bring my by vandag se teksvers wat ek vir julle wil lees uit Jeremia 29 vers 11. Dis nogals 'n bekende gedeelte en ek lees dit vandag vir julle uit my Kinderbybel saam. So kom ons luister saam. Ek beplan mooi dinge vir julle. Ek wil hê dit moet met julle goed gaan. En hierdie gedeelte sê baie vir ons dat God wil hê dat dit goed met ons moet gaan en weer eens bevestig dit dat hy 'n plan met ons lewens het. En ek en jy kan vandag kies, gaan ek die plan volg wat God vir my gee of gaan ek my eie wil volg? En ons kan kies om dit in ons elke dag se lewe toe te pas, want God het ons geskep om die wêreld 'n beter plek te maak. En ek wil julle uitdaag hierdie week dat ons braaf sal wees soos Ester en sal kies om God se plan te volg. Want sy plan vir ons is in elk geval baie beter as die planne wat ons vir onsself het. So kom ons probeer hierdie week om God se grootste plan uit te leef en dit is om hom lief te hê en dan jou naaste ook soos jouself. God wil jou nie net eendag gebruik nie, maar ook nou vandag waar jy is. So ons moet nooit dink ons is te jonk dat God 'n plan met my het of dat sy plan vir my eers eendag is nie, maar dat ons vandag al sal lewe as kinders van God wat met 'n doel en 'n plan leef. Ek wil graag vir julle afsluit met 'n gebed, so kom ons sluit die oë. Vader, baie dankie dat ons kan lees in die Bybel dat U vir ons goeie goed beplan. En ja, ons weet dit gaan nie altyd maklik hier op die aarde wees nie, Here. Maar dankie dat ons die keuse het, anders as 'n saadjie, of ons U wil volg, of ons eie plan. Here, gelukkig weet ons dat U plan vir ons baie beter is, en daarom wil ons U vra om ons elke dag te leer en te lei, om U plan vir ons te volg. Baie dankie dan ook vir Jesus wat vir ons aan die kruis kom sterf het, vir elke keer wat ons dalk ons eie ek eerste stel en my eie plan wil volg. Here, help en leer en lei ons hierdie week om voluit vir U te lewe en U lief te hê bo alles en ons naaste soos onsself. Amen. Baie dankie dat jy saam gekyk het. Sterkte vir julle week en onthou ek dink aan julle en ek bid vir julle. Totsiens.
Who am I that the highest king would welcome me? I was lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. Free at last he has ransomed me, his grace runs deep. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, he died for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. Oh, I am who you say I am. Yes, I am who you say I am. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am.